Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. And as you can see here, we are going to be doing yet another card overview. Now, this is one of my oldest accounts, and it is my CapitalOne Visa Quicksilver card, or CapitalOne Quicksilver Visa. However you want to cut it, it is my account, and this is one of my oldest cards. As you can see here, it's a little beat up. Let's see if we can get it into focus. It has been through the absolute ringer. I may not even be able to get it into focus, but I am here to tell you what it's like having a Quicksilver card 269 months later. I'll let you do the math while the kid does her intro.
Welcome back to my dad's channel. If you're new here, make sure to click that like button and subscribe, and don't forget to share.
So as with my overviews, we are going to answer some key questions. First of all, what is it? What is the card? Is it a charge card? Is it a credit card? Is it secured? Is it unsecured? This is an unsecured credit card, meaning that there is a hard and fast credit limit. This is not a charge card like the American Expresses of the world and Diners Club and such and what have you. So this is a card that I got when I was, I want to say 18. I don't know. I really and truly, I've had it forever, but this is a straight up credit card. Operates just like a credit card, set credit limits. You have your APR, you have all the rules, late payment fees, over balance fees. Simply stated, it is a credit card. Secondly, what is the cost of this credit card? This card is free, no annual fee. It is, and frankly, that is one of my favorite sentences. This is free, no annual fee. I don't really know how you can get around that not being one of your favorite sentences in the English language, but it's free. CapitalOne Quicksilver, zero annual fee. As a matter of fact, almost all of the variants of this card have no annual fee. So let's get into the benefits of the card. It has 1.5x points back for every dollar you spend, period. And according to the CapitalOne website, which I have looked at, there's no limit. So you could really just go nuts and you will get 1.5x points back, period. So that's good, because a lot of the times you will see cards that have greater than one multipliers, but there is some sort of limit, or if they have astronomical multipliers, American Express, they will limit it down to a very, very, very finite number that you may actually be in danger of hitting. But with this card, you can literally go all out, 1.5x, period, point blank. It doesn't really get much simpler than that. In addition to that, this card has zero foreign transaction fees. So you can take it all over the globe and you don't have to worry about any of the gimme money that the credit card companies normally take when you take credit cards out of the country. In addition to that, this card actually offers extended warranty coverage for items that you purchase with the card, so it will extend a manufacturer's warranty. I'll let you go ahead and check out the details on the CapitalOne website. It also offers travel accident insurance for any trips that you pay for with this card. So you go out, you get a sprained ankle, something happens, you end up in the hospital. This card, the issuer will cover cost. I'm sure they have limits imposed there, but on its face, that is also one of the benefits of this zero annual fee card, which I think is actually pretty decent. So that ties us into the CapitalOne travel portal, which you do have access to in addition to CapitalOne Dining. Now you have multiple options to redeem the CapitalOne points that you earn on this card, whether you redeem them at PayPal, Amazon, you can redeem them for gift cards. You can get a hard check in the mail if you accrue enough points, or you can use statement credits. If I've forgotten one, my mistake, but there are multiple redemption routes that you can use for the points that you're going to be earning for this. And also, last but not least, you get a promotional 6-month complimentary Uber One membership for being a Quicksilver member, and that is available as of this filming until November of 2024. So you can go and you can check out, what it's like to be a Uber One member. You can get no delivery fees on Uber Eats, certain discounts on Uber rides, and that's according to the literature that they sent out there. So that is also something to consider. So those are a broad view of some of the benefits of this card. So as far as family is concerned, some of the closest relatives of this card are actually other Quicksilver cards. One thing I kind of gets to me with CapitalOne is all the variants. You have credit card, then you have the credit card one. You have the credit card for excellent credit and the credit card for good credit. You have the credit card for fair credit and the secured credit card. So the Quicksilver is no different. So you do have the Quicksilver. Then there's the Quicksilver for good credit, which is essentially the exact same card. Normally when you have Capital One cards where they have a variant for excellent and good credit, the difference is normally a sign-up bonus. So if they offered one, they probably wouldn't give you a sign-up bonus for the one for good credit. Then there's the Capital One secured card, and you actually have the Capital One Quicksilver One, which it earns the same 1.5x points, but it has a $39 annual fee, and this is for people with not so shiny credit. So just keep that in mind. And also, outside of the Capital One family, one of the closest relations to this card, one of the closest equivalent, in my opinion, would actually be the Chase Freedom Unlimited. Now, these are two wildly different issuers, but the Chase Freedom Unlimited is 1.5 points back for every dollar that you spend, regardless of category type. And it too offers some pretty decent benefits for a no annual fee card, except it has foreign transaction fees and this card doesn't. So you can mix and match there, but from a multiplier standpoint and a points earning standpoint, Chase Freedom Unlimited would be bunched into this category as well. Now we get into the dark side of the card. There are always negatives for every positive. One of the biggest negatives that you have with Capital One period is the Capital One buckets. They tend to put you in a place and they will keep you there, and it is very hard to move as far as I have been told. I don't frequent the Capital One ecosystem a lot. I keep this card because it's one of my oldest, but Capital One buckets has been something that people have complained about for quite some time. Another thing is they have very stingy credit limits. Now, when I had this card, when I first got it, I distinctly remember my limit being $500. Now, mind you, I've had this card for 269 months, and I think my credit limit's only like $2,500 or $3,000 now. I haven't really asked for any credit limit increases, but the sheer length of owning this card should, normally most credit card issues would have given you a little bit more. And finally, Capital One, even with this card, Capital One on a whole, I have found, and data points suggest to me, they're extremely inquiry sensitive. Now, even though Capital One aims for prime and subprime borrowers, and they approve a lot of loans and things for subprime borrowers, they really want you to get in, hold a balance, and they want to make their money off the interest as opposed to the interchange fees. So it gets kind of rough for the savvy credit card user, because if they don't see you as profitable from that angle, chances are you probably won't get approved for the card, or be it this one or any other card. So that's just an idea for people who are starting out and really on a tear in the credit card game. So finally, who's this card for? Who do I recommend it to? And do I have it? Obviously, I have it. I held it up in the beginning of the video, but I recommend this card to people who are actually starting their credit card journey. With Capital One is actually pretty decent to people starting out in the credit card game. They don't mind you not having a lot of history. They really want to make a lot of money off of interest, and it's their hopes that you will carry a balance on this card forever and ever and ever. Amen. And that's how they will make their money off of you. Now, mind you, their ecosystem, they've poured a lot of money into it, revamping it, new card offerings, and actually pairing the cards that they have that can work with the Quicksilver. So like if you run a Capital One trifecta, if at all possible, because there is some rumors that you can only have two, but there have been things that debunk that as well. And you could have a Quicksilver, a Saver One, a Venture X, and really just, form together like Voltron and have, some points earning. Now, with the Capital One points, you can actually, those, from what I've been told, can be converted to miles that you would get from the Venture X, and you can use them with travel partners since they're all under the same umbrella. So I would recommend this for people just starting out. You don't need a ton of money. You want to learn some credit card responsibility. You want to have some versatility. You don't want to have to worry about spending categories, because you're going to get that 1.5x no matter where you spend. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it for people like that who just kind of want to set it and forget it card. Truth be told, I actually started this card as a Capital One Platinum, and I really only converted it to a Quicksilver within the last 5 years. So I've still been enjoying that. I've made my card, I've used the card, I've paid it off, I've done whatever it is that I've had to do to keep it open, these 269 months. So that has been my overview of the Capital One card, and I'm going to continue to do all of these cards until all of the ones that I have in my possession have been reviewed. So it's a pretty short video. I appreciate you if you stuck to the end, and until next time, I will catch you later.